In this video, we're gonna focus on limit of a function, and we have to discuss the method of solving limit of a function, and also solve some questions on limits of a function. So let's know what limit of a function is. Please write. Limit of a function can be defined mathematically as limit of a function can be defined mathematically as limit of f of s as s tends to a, limit of f of s as s tends to a gives L. It can be written as limit of, this can be written as limit of f of s is equal to L. Please take note of this, as the value of s tends to a. So this is the mathematical definition of limit of a function. This is the mathematical definition of limit of a function. So let's look into the method of solving limit of a function. Method of solving limit of a function, please, right? The first method for solving limit of a function, the first method here, class, is direct substitution method. Please take note. The second method is factorization method. The third method here is L'Hopital's The third method here is L'Hopital's method. The fourth method here, class, is rationalization method. Please take note. So, class, before we consider questions on direct substitution method or factorization method or the Hopital's method or rationalization method, let's know when to apply them, okay? Now, class, whenever I want to evaluate limit of a function, when the value of s tends to a number, the first method to use is direct substitution method. So if the value of the limit give you any other number except the numerator, listen to me carefully. When you use direct substitution method and the value of the function or the value of the limit give any other value except when the function occurs to be 0 at numerator and 0 at denominator. Please take note. If you replace the value of s and you have the value to be 0 at numerator and 0 at denominator, we call this particular limit indeterminate limit. Please take note. So whenever you replace the value of s, in any limit and the value of the numerator gives 0 and the value of the denominator gives 0, that particular limit is indeterminate limit. And we use the method of factorization or the method of L'Hopital's rule to solve that particular limit. But when you replace the value of s and the value gives or the limit gives 0 at numerator and any other number, maybe 1 at denominator, it means that the answer to that limit will be 0. Please take note. But if you replace the value of s and it gives 1 at numerator over, that is any value can be 1 as far as a value, okay, 0 at denominator, it means that the answer to that limit will be infinity, because 1 divided by 0 give us infinity. That is undefined. Please take note. But if you replace the value of s and the limit, the result of the limit gives 0 at numerator and 0 at denominator, the answer will not be 0. It means that we have a particular method we use to solve this kind of limit, and this limit is called indeterminate limit. So the method to solve this kind of limit is factorization method or L'Hopital's rule. Please take note. Now, when you have a limit of a function written in terms of surd, if the function of the limit is written in terms of surd, to solve that particular limit, we use rationalization method. Please take note. Okay, let's solve some questions here to understand the method perfectly. Please, let's take example 1, please. Let's consider this question. They said evaluate limits of 3s squared minus 5s plus 6 over s minus 3 over 4s squared minus 5s minus 1 as s tends to 2. Class, whenever you are given any question on limits, the first approach to use is by direct substitution method. Please take note. Now, when we say s tends to 2, it means s is equal to 2. So anywhere I see the value of s, I will replace s as, anywhere I see s, I will replace s as 2. Please take note. Anywhere I see s, I will replace s as 2. Please take note. So let's solve this question here, class. Solution. So I have this to the limit of 3s squared minus 5s plus 6 over s minus 3 over 4s squared minus 5s minus 1 as s tends to 2. So this word here, s tends to 2, simply means s approaches to 2, that is s equal to 2. So anywhere I see letter s, I will replace that as 2. When you do that, we have this to be class, this will be equal to class 3 into 2 squared minus 5 into 2 plus 6 over 2 minus 3 over 4 into 2 square minus 5 into 2 minus 1. So class, we will replace the value of s here to be 2. The next here is to simplify this. When you simplify this, we have this to be 2 squared will give us 4. So I have this to be class 3 into 4 minus 10, that is 5 times 2, plus 6 divided by 2 is 3, minus 3 over 2 all square That is 4. That is 4 into 4 minus 10 minus 1. So when you simplify the numerator part, 3 times 4 will give us 12. Please take note. So I will have 12 minus 10 plus 0. That is 3 minus 3 over 4 times 4 will give us 16. That is 16 minus 10 minus 1. So our total answer here will be 2 over 5. So class, this is the answer. Is the answer because the value of the numerator is not 0 and the value of denominator is not 0. Please take note. So whenever the value of numerator is not 0, the value of denominator is not 0. Any answer you have in that limit is going to be the final answer. Please take note. Okay. Now let's solve the next question here. That is question 2. They said, what is what is limit of 3s minus 5 over 4s squared plus 9 as s tends to 2? So class, whenever I see any question on limit and the value of s tends to a number, the first method to use is direct substitution method. Please take notes. Except if the limit of the function is in surge. Please take notes. If the limit of the function is in surge, please take note of this. We use rationalization method. But if the limit of the function is not in surge, but the value of s tends to a number, the first method to use is direct substitution method. Please take notes. So let's solve this question here. I have limit of so class, let's replace the value of s as 2. So anywhere I see s, I will replace s as 2. I will have this to be 3 into 2 minus 5 over 4 into 2 squared plus 9. So class, 2 times 3 times 2 will give us 6. So I will have this to be 6 minus 5 over 2 all squared will give us 4. 4 times 4 will give us 16 plus 9. Please take notes. So when you simplify this here, class, the answer to this will be equal to class 1 over 16 plus 9 will give us 25. Okay, now this is the answer here. So class, this is how we solve limit of a function. So let's solve for the next method, that is factorization method.